Hi there. When I say culture shock, what comes up for you? Most people, when you say this word, they're going to think about geographical movement or going on holidays or maybe even moving to another country really far away. Culture shock is much bigger than that, and it actually happens very regularly in workplaces as well. Even if you have not even moved companies, you might experience culture shock anyway. So culture shock is often defined as that feeling where we feel like we don't belong, or that people don't understand us, or that we don't understand them. Because culture is not just about nationality and, what kind of customs we celebrate. It's equally much about how we communicate and how the culture of a company lives through its staff and employees. I just ask you to think about a time when you were at work or at school in a certain project or in a certain group where you felt like you really didn't belong and no one really understood you when you tried to speak up or object or share some insights. If that's ever happened to you, you're one amongst very, very many people. And the reason that I say this is that we need to be aware of culture shock so that we can actually work around it. So when you get that feeling, whether it's at work or somewhere else, I want you to ask yourself, rather than going, they don't understand me, ask yourself little things like, how can I communicate what I mean? So it's not just about the words that I'm saying and the words that they're hearing, but so that my intention, my meaning is communicated to what they're perceiving and hearing. Because those are very different things. And when we throw the responsibility of culture all the way over to the other person or the other group, we're actually not taking responsibility at all for how they are going to perceive us. The other thing to remember is that when we start in a new job or a new company, it will take a little while. Normally for most people, it's between 3 and 6 months before we start to feel like we've learnt the ropes, we've started to understand how this company communicates and what the internal culture is here. Sometimes the internal culture is very different from what they say at the interview or what's displayed on the company website. The internal culture is simply the accumulation of what all the staff members are contributing with every day. So rather than lumping culture shock together and saying it only impacts people who move far away, I want you to go away and ask yourself, how many times, or maybe when was the last time that you experienced culture shock in the workplace? And knowing what you now know as you're reflecting on it, how could you have treated that particular time a little bit differently to get a better outcome, not just for you, but also for the company and the team you were working in? If you've got any questions or this sort of spikes some interest in you, I do a lot of work with people one-on-one when it comes to culture shock and coping. Feel free to email myself and the team via hello@thebridgecoaching.com.au. Have a fabulous day.